Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm King Sway, and welcome to King Sway Entertainment. I just got done drinking. Don't mind me. Uh, Today we have The Spirits of Roderika and Ranni Elden Ring Lore by AgtJake. I recently just started covering some of his content. I like it. Like I've been saying, I'm an Elden Ring fan. I love it. Ain't gonna lie, I ain't beat the game. With the way my schedule. See the way my schedule is set up. I don't really have time to be gaming like that anymore. I recently just beat Black Knife Tish or Electo, whatever you want to call him, the ringleader. I just beat that one, and what got me was I had to use a whole other setup to beat him. Excuse me. I used the Moon Veil in this level 10, mind you, in this hand, and I use the Meteoric Ore Blade in my right hand, and those are my strongest weapons. She was dogging me. I used the Giant's Fire Blade in my left hand, and I used the Haslo the pedal whips in my right hand, and I use Frost on that, so that I bleed you, I frost you, and then you still can take the fire damage, and that's how I beat her. And I also recently just beat the Godskin Duo. That was a pain in the butt. Mimic tier with 2 Swords of St. Trina. This is my first playthrough. I have not beaten the game yet, as I said. I was lucky enough that my son has beaten the game, and he was like, "Oh yeah, here you go," and he gave it to me. So, but without further ado, because I've been talking too much, here we go. Let's see what this is about.
When we first encounter Roderika, she comes off as a scared, underwhelming character. We find her in the Stormhill Shack, just outside of Stormville Castle, where she tells us that she's afraid to be subject to the grafting process. Grafting in Elden Ring is the process of detaching limbs from the body of a tarnished and reattaching those limbs
to something else.
We can see the results of grafting when we fight the grafted scions and, of course, Godric the Grafted. From Roderika's dialogue, we can see that she's been brought here from outside the lands between.
Everyone who came with me, they crossed the sea for me, they fought for me, only to have their arms taken, their legs taken, even their heads taken and stuck to the spider.
She then goes on to insinuate that the grafting process is somewhat normal, telling us that she just wants to be like everybody else.
It's scary, having your arms cut off, or legs, or your head. I want to be like everyone else, but I'm just too scared. I'm nothing but a craven.
So we can assume from this that Roderika and the rest of the Tarnished where they traveled from have given up on trying to become Elden Lord. The Tarnished have been resurrected after the shattering of the Elden Ring in order to seek out the Shard Bearers, collect the Great Runes, and mend the Elden Ring back together. So venturing to the lands between only to have your body parts cut off and attached to this freak of nature definitely doesn't seem like the hopeful actions of someone trying to become Elden Lord. She confirms this with us when we see her again at the Round Table Hold, where she tells us that she couldn't ever be strong enough to become Elden Lord and is seeking a new purpose instead.
The Round Table Hold, covert quarters of the Two Fingers, and gathering.
Hold on, I hear one of my cats. I gotta let him out.
Lord. I never knew the god.
Dumbass cat. Anyway.
Guidance bestowed upon us Tarnished had such fantastic roots, although it's all a bit much for me, in truth. I'm still looking for my own purpose.
We then talk to the blacksmith Hugh and can ask him about Roderika.
Early boy, she's crestfallen and can scarcely.
Hugh, Okay. One of the last times I did something about Agent Jake's videos, and I had talked about the Sentinel's torch. A lot of people didn't know about what Okay, the Sentinel's torch is made to reveal hidden things. If you take it into the Sage's cave, where you got to fight the guy that you builds the family heads. He has a flail with the heads of his wife and two children. Yeah, I know it's weird. Just hold it up and it'll start revealing all the fake walls, all the illusionary walls. I don't know if it works outside of that because there's illusionary walls everywhere, like in a lot of stuff. But just and it'll show it. But it's actually mainly used to. Well, I can't say mainly, but it can be used in. You gotta use the halotry, the halotry, the symbol, the medallion, to get there, and then you get to this one place where there's assassins. They're invisible, but if you use the Sentinel's torch, it shows them. But if you two-hand the weapon in your right hand while holding the Sentinel's torch, you put the Sentinel's torch on your back, the light goes out, but you can still see all the hidden stuff. That was the tip I gave, and a lot of people didn't know that. Now, where I'm going with this is I learned that if you pay attention to Hugh from the moment you meet him to the moment you, like, he loses himself, his hammer swings start to get slower. When he's himself in his beginning and everything, ding, 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 and then slowly it's ding, 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 and yeah, his rhythm's going. Like, you can tell he's losing himself. And he actually, I don't know who's beating the game. I don't know who hasn't. I already gave some spoilers. My bad to those who have not beaten the game. As I said at the beginning of the video, I do love this game. Apologies. It has been 2 months, so I don't know too many people that haven't beaten it yet. I mean, other than me, but even I know what happens because I watch YouTube. Yeah, I'm a YouTuber that watches YouTube. But continuing, I just want to throw that out there.
At least swing a blade, but she has a gift for spirit tuning.
And my dog is
Another
snoring.
one like her long ago.
I don't know if y'all can hear
Share
him.
the same hue.
He mentions to us that he once knew a spirit tuner who had a similar eye color or hue to Roderika. This then opens up the most interesting question we can ask about Roderika. Who is Hugh talking about?
Yeah.
Who is this spirit tuner similar to her? We know that Hugh has likely been sentenced to serve the Round Table Hold under the order of Queen Merica. He was also given the power, or has already the ability, to smith weapons capable of killing a god. We can see that Hugh is doing everything in his power to do what Queen Merica wants and is terrified of her.
Given time, technique never fails. Besides, it helps me forget the sheer terror of her.
And even when the Round Table starts to burn down and the other characters start to leave, Hugh stays at the Round Table Hold, regardless of this. Even after his chain breaks, he still stays to smith weapons for us. He goes on to tell us about how he feels regarding his imprisonment.
So you've noticed the chains. Nothing special. I'm a prisoner and these are my chains. I'm trapped by the hold. I'm dying, smithing for you fools. Don't read too much into it. I've no grudge against you.
It's not your fault I'm
My
chained
being a
here.
prisoner is no fault of yours.
In my opinion, I think Hugh chained himself to the wall in order to keep him there and do the bidding of Queen Merica and the Tarnished of the Round Table Hold. He believes he has done something so horrible to the wishes of Queen Merica that he must do whatever it takes to make it up to her. But why would Hugh be asking for forgiveness from Queen Merica? What did he do? It seems as though Hugh's determination to smith weapons is potentially a deal he has made with Queen Merica herself. He wants her forgiveness. But what could Hugh have done to upset Queen Merica this much? Well, I think this takes us back to the question of who is the spirit tuner he relates to Roderika. The only character that I can find that has similar eyes to Roderika's is Ranni. They both have a greenish, bluish hue to their eyes that are vastly different from the rest of the characters. And when you think about it more, it could make sense that Hugh is referring to Ranni. She is the first person that introduces us to the spirit calling bell and is herself a spirit after she decided to kill her own Empyrean flesh and become only a spirit, which takes over the doll we see as Ranni, which is where I believe
This makes
Hugh
sense.
once met Ranni. Also, a fun little side note here, when you do first speak to Ranni in the Church of Ella, you can see that Kale and even his donkey are asleep, put under some type of spell by Ranni. I just thought this was a cool little detail.
Another thing I found out, the merchants, they're hidden all over the world and everything. And I thought the bell hunter, for those of you who don't know, bell hunters come at night where the merchants are, and they take the merchants' bells as trophies. They kill them. I thought the bell hunter was just a dick. Well, don't get me wrong, he's still a dick, but he's a dick with a purpose. The merchants served the frenzied flame and the three fingers, and I found that out. I haven't beaten the game, but I try to explore every nook and cranny. I do. I haven't beaten the game, but the one place in not Red Lucaria, Lanedale, where you go down and then you got to fight the Moog duplicate copy, whatever, and then you go behind him, behind the altar, and you can keep going down. Those are merchants, and I found that out because if you look close at what Kali's holding, the instrument he's holding, they're holding that same instrument down in that dungeon with the three fingers. So my guess is, look, I'm not a lore type individual person, dude. I read, I come to my own hypothesis about it. Just this is my guess. That they locked away the three fingers. That's obvious. The frenzy flame. The merchants worship the frenzy flame. Now it's always an isolated merchant somewhere, right? And think about it. When you meet merchants, a lot of them go, oh, okay, you ain't here to kill me. All right, want to buy some stuff? Why would they all be like that? Unless somebody was hunting them. And why would somebody be hunting them? Because they served the three fingers, and the three fingers wants nothing but chaos and to burn everything. Like I said, I'm not a lore hunter. No, I'm not. But that's just something that seemed to stick out to me. So maybe there's something you agree with, maybe you don't. Let me know down in the comments. But continuing.
It's entirely possible that Hugh is the blacksmith that created the daggers used in the Night of Black Knives and helped infuse the daggers with a fragment of the Rune of Death that Ranni stole from Malekith. Hugh's contribution to the Night of Black Knives could be what Queen Marika was upset about. As we all know at this point, Marika is a very cunning queen, and the plan she has created to defy the Greater Will runs very deep. So instead of just killing Hugh, she instead decides to use Hugh for his amazing smithing abilities. Marika knew that the Tarnished would need a blacksmith to help them on their journey, so she sent Hugh to the Round Table to smith weapons capable of killing a god for the Tarnished. We know he's capable of this because, well, he makes our weapons that we use to kill many demigods and eventually the manifestation of the Greater Will, the Elden Beast. This is Hugh's purpose. This is why he's praying for her forgiveness, so he can make up for his contribution in the Night of Black Knives, whether he knew it or not, and serve Queen Marika's will. I believe Hugh likely didn't know of Ranni's true intentions with these daggers, and is every day trying to make up for his mistake by constantly smithing weapons for the Tarnished. Which brings me to my next point. Listen to what Hugh says about this spirit tuner.
She has a gift for spirit tuning, so I told her everything I know. I'm indebted to a spirit tuner I met long ago. It was all I could do to honor her.
After listening to this, why would Hugh continue to feel indebted to this spirit tuner if he was ultimately used by Ranni for the Night of Black Knives and is now trying to earn Marika's forgiveness? Well, as most of us know at this point, the Ranni we see is just a doll. It isn't really what Ranni looks like.
Yeah.
We can see Ranni's real Ranni at the top of the Carrion Divine Tower. The doll Ranni uses is meant to represent her teacher, known as Renna. so it's much more likely that Hugh thought Ranni was Renna when she asked him to create the Black Knives. We know that Ranni uses this alias of Renna all the time.
Because it's the first
as
thing
our
she
initial
says, I'm the witch
introduction to her
Renna.
was under this alias.
Pleasure to meet thee, Tarnished. I am the witch Renna.
What'd I just say?
Ranni uses Renna's name to either hide her true identity or to manipulate others who only know the reputation
clout.
of Renna. So when Hugh sees Roderika, he initially sees a resemblance to Renna just from the hue of her eyes. In an effort to yet again make up for what he has done, he takes Roderika under his wing, teaching her the practice of spirit tuning that he likely first learned or at least observed from Renna. This truly shows how every character we meet in this game has a deep purpose and possible connection to so many others in this game.
Yeah.
It also shows us that there are many characters that we just don't know a ton about yet. We'll likely have to wait for some major DLC updates for us to learn more.
I can't wait on that.
The rabbit hole the
honestly,
lore of
not
Elden
on
Ring
before.
goes down is truly
I can't wait for that.
We will likely be discovering new connections and making
My man,
theories for years to come.
Maidenless.
I'd like to take a moment
Var.
to thank and give a shout out to an incredible artist named Andrea Gardierno. He has kindly let me use some of his Elden Ring artwork in some of my thumbnails, and his work is absolutely beautiful. He does a lot more than just Elden Ring, so if you're interested in some of his art, I'll be leaving a link to his website and to his Twitter, where he currently has his commissions open, so go get yourself some amazing artwork from him. I can't wait to see what else he creates, and I absolutely love his art style. Thank you all for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.
That says Melana's purpose. I don't think I did that, or if I did, I'd have to go back. I don't remember doing that. But I'd like to see that one. I gotta go back to see my videos to see if I did something on that. Yeah, sometimes I forget what I covered. It's happened. Trust me. But let me know down in the comments below if you agree with what he's saying or if you disagree, and then tell me why. Let's open up a discussion about this. Like, cause I'll talk your ear off about Elden Ring. Like, I'm for stuff with deep lore and a massive story. I find it incredibly interesting as a writer myself. Like, this stuff gets me, and this stuff the story was created in part by George R.R. Martin, a fellow author who's doing a hell of a lot better than I am. But but yes, I love this stuff. The weapons all had, like, I can't say all of them, but the major weapons, like the ones with that come with Ashes of War, they have stories to them, and some of that stuff ties into the lore itself, and just the pests and how they worship Millicent. Millicent's connected to Melania, and they worship Rot, and Melania's supposed to be the Rot goddess. I don't know a goddess that fell to their own power like that, because she lost her eyes, her right arm, and both her legs to the Rot. But then again, that's just like somebody having a power that their body can't contain. They haven't figured out how to fully control it. I guess that would be it, but yeah. Before I talk you guys' ear off, I'm going to end the video here. Be sure to like and subscribe, hit the notification button and the bell, because that lets me know you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. It's free for you, but it means the world. And when I say it means the world, it means the world to me. I'd like to be able to touch as many people, no pun intended, as I can. I would like to be able to reach out and provide some quality content to as many people as I can. Talk to as many people as I can, and just, yeah. I love doing this. I honestly do. And interacting with you guys, not the fanboys. I'm not even gonna lie, not the fanboys. Like, I can take screenshots of you, and so you guys can see. I'm still catching flag over the Ben 10 stuff I made. What, 2 years ago? 2 years ago? You're wrong. You're wrong. And I know I say that a lot, but it's been coming up a lot more lately. Like, you're wrong. And with videos for over 2 years ago, I'm sitting there like, okay, I don't even respond to it anymore. But not to get too long. My daughter's phone just banged. So yeah, there's that. Scared the hell out of me, not gonna lie. But as I was saying, I don't want to get too far off track. But this means absolutely everything to me. As I said, I'm trying to grow the channel as much as possible. It actually lets the YouTube algorithm know that people are liking what I'm creating, and it pushes my content out to people who might not even know this channel exists. And then that's how we continue to grow. And I say we and not me, because you guys are part of this too. You guys are out there watching my content. You're a part of this. You guys are the reason how I make all this stuff. So, in the meantime, in between time, always with peace signs, I'm King Sway, and I will see you in the next one.